I think I've made the mistake of not drinking enough water throughout the day with Bowel Restore. Bowel Restore is the American name for Ultimate Fibre. A few days ago, so I think I've made the mistake of not drinking enough water throughout the day with Bowel Restore. A few days ago, I had two full doses too. I usually wake up having the most epic bowel movements, but I woke up with none. I had the incredible urge to go, but nothing came out. This has been lasting for 5 days now. Severe constipation, feeling a deep urge to go, but cannot go. I'm scared I might have a blockage in the form of giant psyllium husk ball. What should I do? I've been drinking water like a tank. I've been taking enemas, magnesium citrate, suppositories, and only brown water coming out. I've had a few teeny weeny skinny stools come out as if it's been pushed through a small hole. I'm guessing the psyllium husk has created thick walls mixed with mucoid plaque. A few teeny weeny skinny stools coming out, yeah. Everything on the internet screams stay away from fibre and psyllium husk if it's become a source of your constipation. So I haven't taken any since. Thoughts? Um, yeah, good question, Anonymous. Um, Yeah, so just to be clear, it says here, usually wake up and have the most epic bowel movements, but I woke up with none. So I'm assuming that's with, you normally have good bowel movements with the Qenda, or do you normally have good bowel movements without the Qenda? I woke up with none. I had the incredible urge to go, but nothing came out. You say it's been lasting 5 days. Yeah, constipation's not fun. I'm so scared I might have a blockage in the form of a giant psyllium husk ball. What should I do? Um, yeah, the fact that you're having magnesium's good. Vitamin C is a really good one to have. Like, if you want to have a bowel movement, get some ascorbic acid in you. Get non-GMO ascorbic acid, and that will really get stuff moving. Um, yeah, just have plenty of that. You can't really overdose on vitamin C, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big fan. You've been drinking water like tank, great. You've taken enemas. I'm not really a big fan of enemas, but I know you've got to try stuff. Suppositories. Yeah, you're putting a lot up there, aren't you? And only brown water comes out. So, yeah, you said nothing's come out, but then you're saying brown waters came out. So, it'd be interesting to know what ratio you mix the Quenda at. Um, Obviously, you want to mix the two scoops of Quenda in 650 to 800 ml. Also, you want to make sure when you're having the two scoops of Quenda, you actually just have 10 grams per scoop. If you've got any kitchen scales, just get a scoop and measure 10 grams. It's like a bit less than full. It's more like three quarters, really, is 10 grams. Um, so, obviously, what you could be doing is one, not having enough water, or two, you could be having too much Quenda, or three, you could be doing both, not having enough water and too much Quenda. So obviously, make sure when you wake up in the morning, either hydrate yourself, wait 15 minutes for that hydration to leave your stomach, and then have the Quenda. Or some people, and especially if you're constipated, I would recommend that. I'd wake up and really hydrate yourself, get some vitamin C in you and everything like that, which is great to have in the morning. I'm actually having some vitamin C right now. So wake up, yeah, hydrate yourself, get vitamin C in the morning, wait 15 minutes for that hydration to leave your stomach, and then make sure you're having the right amount of water and the right amount of Quenda. So if you're having like two heaped scoops of Quenda, you could be having far too much herbs. And what I also find is um, when people's liver is detoxifying with the Quenda, they can actually go through a bit of like a few days of constipation. So that can be likely as well. But it's more likely the fact that you're not mixing the Quenda with enough water, and or you're not hydrating yourself first. Constipation can also come from not having enough time between meals. If someone's on like a bodybuilding diet or something like that, um, they're not leaving like 3 to 4 hours between meals. Their bowels don't have enough time to do the peristalsis, which is the contraction of the bowels, which moves the stool along between each. By the time a meal's gone through the intestines, Then when it's got a bit of a break, it does the peristalsis, the contractions to move the any extra excess food along. So yeah, make sure that you're having enough time between your meals. Obviously, make sure you're hydrating before you have the Qenda, and then weigh out a 10 gram scoop and make sure that you're only having 20 grams in a serving of Qenda. I did have a big scare when I killed off a big part of my liver. I had big internal bleeding from a motorbike crash. I ripped my biliary duct. So what they had to do, they had to cut me all the way down there, take my intestines out, check them all for leaks, literally all 30 foot plus of my intestines. I went all the way along looking for a leak in my intestines. I couldn't find one because it was my biliary duct that was ripped. But anyway, yeah, long story short, they handled all my intestines, and whenever the intestines are touched or handled by doctors or surgeries or anything like that, it just creates scar tissue. This is what the doctors told me. This isn't theory. This is well known. So whenever the intestines are touched, they turn to like scar tissue. That's why when people have surgeries, they end up with more scar tissue building up, and then they need to cut out more scar tissue, and they end up just having to have more and more surgeries. Crazy system, really. But like I said, my intestines was all scarred up, and I had to go on medical laxatives. I went into hospital because I was that constipated. On my trip to hospital, it was just a daily, like a regular checkup. I really wasn't feeling very well. I even had to get out. My mum was driving me there because I couldn't drive. I had to get out of the car, and I threw up everywhere. And then the doctors put me on laxatives, and it helped a bit. And they said I actually had the scar tissue had built up so much in my intestines that that I'd have to rely on medical laxatives. And they said I'm going to have more surgeries to cut the scar tissue out. Um, I was on the medical laxatives while I was at hospital, and then I come home, and then even when I was on the medical laxatives, I was still so constipated from all the scar tissue. I couldn't even sip water. Even if I sipped water, it would come back up in like 10, 15 minutes, sometimes less. Um, but my body actually allowed me to drink the Qenda, and that was the only thing that my body would accept. Like I couldn't even sip water, but my body allowed me to drink all the Qenda, and it went through and helped clear me out. So obviously, Qenda's helped a lot of people on here with constipation. So we just need to ensure that you're taking the Qenda correctly, which is why I'm here doing this Q&A at God knows what time in the night. So yeah, like I said, measure out your scoops, mix it with the right amount of water, make sure you're hydrated before, and separate your meal times. And then ascorbic acid is really good for getting stuff going. And then also colonic massage as well. You can just Google my video on colonic massage, or it'll be on YouTube. Basically, just go around your intestines in circle motions, like I mentioned on this live earlier, and deep belly breathing, and then also a toilet stool as well, or even just get a little table you've got, or pile of books, and elevate your feet so your knees are at right angles essentially, so you're in natural squatting position, and that will really help with some deep belly breathing to get stuff moving. So yeah, thanks for your question, Anonymous, and let me know how you get on with all that. Really exciting. Excited to hear, because yeah, we need to sort this out for sure. Next question from James